Okay, I just got the feature feature login working. So what I'm going to do is run everything again, and I just checked it in, and I ran documents again. So why don't we pull up the documents here, and let's see, refresh just to make sure. So like I said, if it's tomorrow morning, feature test, login whip, this is what I was working on that. At least it's got what I was doing, and it's got the last successful run. So now what I'm doing, and I checked in, basically I checked in. So what I was going to do now is I was going to run that again just for kicks. So here, just so you can see. So I ran the docs as a commit I made. That was the add status date. That was the spec I run. So I'm going to run it again real quick, and then I'm going to back off and I'm going to run all the tests. I'm just running the feature. So that should just run through. And I expect that I broke some of the script, the spec stuff that does the same. I'm not sure. I tried not to, but who knows. And there's a couple things like that, and I had to just wait. I had to just, at that last element, I had to wait because of the, basically React. So now I'm going to go yarn test. So this should run through all the tests and do that, basically. It should fire up a whole bunch of browsers because it's trying to do 32 tests, but I have pending on them, so they'll cancel out. So there should be four of these 5 session things run up and cancel out, and the last 2 should be the features, I think. Okay, that was just getting to GitHub. And that was a feature. Yeah, and then the rest of these are, yeah, okay, so there's that was one of them. It just, the report hasn't finished yet, I think. Or it could be a spec, I'm not sure. Well, we'll find out. Yeah, the forever is, yeah, they're specs, sorry. You can see right there. Okay. So I got through, I might have got through the specs. Yep, I got through the specs. Oh, and I forgot to, I was doing this in verbose mode. Oh well. Oh, something that was a spec too. So let's see what's going wrong. Okay, that's kind of what I expected. Element username. Okay, so element. So yeah, that's in, why is, that's a verbose on, what is that? Yarn run one. Page objects. Okay, so this was in the page object. So you reckon portal. Oh, that was the Chrome. Oh, so it was out of order session stuff. That's why I was. So this is. So let's just go fix this, because this is in the spec. First, let's turn off. Let's turn off that verbose, just so it's not. Verbose page object, but verbose silent. Okay, and then we want to figure out what's going on with, that's the spec, a login spec, and it's those elements, that's which, okay, login, oh, that's right, I messed with those. Okay, so the reason it's probably failing is unknown user. Okay, so element still not. So did I think I changed that spec, how that spec works. I mean, sorry, how the login page works. Yeah. So basically I removed this actions in the login. So in the spec, I have to, well, I could just move those out because I think I got login page. So after this open, I don't do what I used to do within the open statement, and I'm debating on whether to move any actions into a, whether it's only a select or it's an, it's a function that has actions associated with it. I'm still debating that in my mind, but anyway, so all I have to do is take this login page, this stuff, and then I'll put it in the out here in the page spec after the login, and after the login, and this should fix it. And hopefully, except it isn't racking, it's this is replaced by, well, let's get this right. I can group do it. So this is the login button, submit and password buttons, login. That's nav. Well, is that nav or login page? It may be all login page. Login page, rack and support login, rack and support login, and submit. I think it's all, it's this, so it's all login page stuff. Okay, so we wanted to, and it's login page. Save, and let's try that. I shrink it down just so I can see the browser pop up. So if we if this runs successfully, then we can go update the common test run. I hope I got a common test run. Uh-oh, error, how not create an exception. No, I screwed something else up. I don't know what the spec, what I would have done in the spec. Who is that? Oh. I don't think I think it was just one session was messed up. This is still a page object. Okay, well that's better, but let's see. I actually think it was just messed up in connecting somehow. I didn't cleanly exit the browser, so let's just try running it again if we get the same error or not. I think it was a status of the browser that I left it in, and maybe one of those things I'm not, well, all those are, yeah, this probably looks better. I think the first session that gets launched was trying to connect to an existing session that was from the previous test that wasn't cleaned up. That's my guess. So I think this will pass. And I should figure out a way to probably, so I'm not doing all those extra feature tests. Or truthfully, I should probably just replace each of those feature tests to, a little example site or something like that. So we are pounding on the code, or pounding on the, exercising the function calls, so that if something changes something and screws up, it catches it locally. But yeah, there we go. Forever processes. Okay, so the specs are all done. No, that was the. Okay, that's okay. So it's all done. Let's look at the documentation in the common. Common login. Okay, so that's a feature login. Common login. Oh, there we go. Feature login, page object content test tutorial, and read it. Oh, I don't have a test when it runs at all, so I should probably put that in, but I'm going to do that later. Actually, I should. So what I should do is common. I want to basically archive the text file dump of that, because that's good information. So in the documents, here I'll show you what I'm doing. In the documents, I'm dumping the term outs, so it's a feature. So I'm going to dump a term out source new. So common login dot term out dot text. So I'm going to capture, and then date. Date, get status. Let's just go ahead and I want to modify that status first. That's what I usually do. And let's see, we go clear up to the yarn test. Copy, paste. Okay. And save, because now I want to do a commit. And then I usually do, I did do a date, and I do get commit minus message. What was that feature? Issue 1 feature login common test updates. Okay, so, and now let's add this. Okay, so we do that well on the feature login RST, and then I want to do the login. Where was the dump? Yeah, here it is, feature login terminal. I want to do the common login. Oh, those are good debate. That could be a split there. Login feature common. Common, right? Common. Save. And let's build it. Yarn docs. Yeah, and I need to fix the image files too, but I'm not gonna do that right now. I'm gonna make sure that, yay, okay. So basically I got ID, and here the last thing I do is that on that commit, I usually throw that in there so that I can see the commit hash. I could even do the documents, what the heck. So it ends at untracked files. Yeah, that's good enough. Copy. Then back to this thing. Put it at the end. Put it at the end of term out. Save. And kind of gives me an idea what I was doing. Okay, so refresh. Yeah. Cool. I think that's it. So I'm going to end this screencast.